going to replace Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, as director of AARO. Anna Polina talks getting into a skiff with the David Grush information and more. It's time for another UFO news roundup, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, let's just get right to it. This is per Anna Polina Luna on Twitter. U.A.P. update. We received permission from Grush to read his IG report. So, look like it's back to the skiff. She follows that up by saying, we couldn't get Grush in a skiff because his clearance is not active. And there's been some back and forth on whether that's true or not. She says, trust me when I say this entire process has been frustrating, to say the least. I bet. But it's really weird that they received permission from Grush to read his IG report. Did they not receive permission from him before? Did they not receive permission from him because he didn't have clearances and now he does and he's able to give them permission? I don't know what that means exactly. But Richard Butt, supposedly the insider that has a lot of interesting information, says, prepare yourself for an emotional day. Apparently when confronted with the David Grush information. Or is he talking about the bureaucratic obstacles in getting there? I don't know, but either way, it looks like Anna Polina Luna and presumably Tim Burchett and the others involved are going to go back to the skiff to see what they can get out of it. Hopefully they won't be stonewalled like they were last time. It sounds like they're going to get further. I would, at this point, feel much more comfortable if David Grush was in the skiff with them. But hey, you know, at least it's something, right? It does seem to be forward progress of a sort, so I guess I'll take it. Meanwhile, there's a lot of speculation about who's going to replace Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, as the director of AARO when he leaves. And there's also, you know, debate about how he's leaving, whether it's of his own free will or not. Some are saying he's not being kicked out, that this was all planned, and he was always preparing to go somewhere else. This was never a permanent position for him. So whether that's true or not, Thomas Fessler, if you're familiar with him, has said that he has found 4 names on Twitter that are being floated around as to the next director of AARO. Of course, one of them was Jay Stratton. Tom doesn't think that's likely because he's now involved in Radiance Technologies, possibly working with Travis Taylor to reverse engineer UFOs. We'll see if they reveal any of that. But the name that he thought most likely was Carl Nell. Carl Nell's an interesting guy. An Army Reserve officer, has commanded at every grade level and is currently Deputy Chief of Staff for U.S. Africa Command. He has more than 27 years of technology and organizational leadership in top-tier defense firms, where he most recently served as Vice President and General Manager. So a leader, military guy involved in technology. He has said pro-David Grush stuff in the past. From this article on The Debrief, which I've covered before, Carl E. Nell, recently retired Army colonel and current aerospace executive, who was the Army's liaison for the U.A.P. task force from 2021 to 2022 and worked with Grush there, characterizes Grush as beyond reproach. So there you go. There is Carl Nell sticking up for David Grush in opposition to Sean Kirkpatrick. So that seems encouraging if this is ultimately the pick for the next director of AARO. But, you know, I don't really know much about him other than what I've been able to find online. Not a lot of public statements about UFOs or U.A.P., except for this one thing where he is sticking up for David Grush, again, in opposition to Sean Kirkpatrick. So, I mean, I guess that's better than what we've been getting, but time will tell if indeed Carl is the guy, or if he will turn out to be better than SK or not. And Ronnie Vernet, our best reporter south of the border on the UFO issue, says that Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick appeared on a government website as an employee of Oakridge National Labs. And he says that's a nuclear research lab managed by the Battelle Institute that is said to have analyzed materials from Roswell and other UFO incidents. The government has already removed the link from the air, and I have covered that. But I missed the part about it being a nuclear research lab, although I have covered it being managed by Battelle. And of course, I've also covered how they have been involved in UFO crash retrievals, or at least studying UFOs and likely biologics. But yeah, a little interesting wrinkle in the ongoing Sean Kirkpatrick story. It'll be interesting to see what he does next. Speaking of Sean Kirkpatrick, you remember his old boss, Ronald Mtry? Well, apparently he has a tie with Battelle as well. According to Stand for Better, Ronald S. Mtry, International Man of Mystery, Skills Advisory Board on Battelle from 2016 to 2018. Very interesting. So, yeah, Battelle apparently is in the thick of all this. And of course, Ronald Mtry, as I've talked about many times, is a clear agent of the control group, spreading disinformation very deliberately and blatantly. And now it appears that he's not just a stooge of the control group. He is actually involved, very likely, in UFO technology or even the study of bodies, since he is associated with Battelle. So, yeah, very interesting that Sean Kirkpatrick is going there. What do you think it all means? How deep is Battelle in all of this? I love that we're actually getting to map out elements of the control group, complete with names of members like Ronald Mtry and Sean Kirkpatrick, and corporations that they are associated with, in addition to the government. So I love we're able to map some of this out now, and I hope that we are just starting down the rabbit hole of discovery into what the UFO control group is and how deep that rabbit hole goes. It seems to go pretty deep. We're shooting at some UFOs. We're working with the occupants of other UFOs. We've got our own servicemen aboard giant UFOs that are bigger on the inside than they are on the outside, just like on Doctor Who. That comes from Terry Lovelace and various others, but most notably Terry Lovelace because he has been vetted by Lou Elizondo, who calls him credible, and they have since gone on to become friends. So really interesting that we're starting to put some of the pieces together. Okay, quick insert here. I had done a little segment about a DNA analysis being done on the Nazca mummies, or at least one of the mummies. Of course, we don't know the results yet. I'm hoping that this is kind of a teaser for the November 7th Mexican UFO hearing, the second hearing in Mexico. Of course, we had all the excitement about the first one with the alien bodies being revealed, or whatever they are. And at first, me and I and a bunch of other people, thought it was kind of a joke, and there was a really great debunking video. But then the analysis came out, all the CAT scans and everything else that have come out after that, really validating those bodies as possibly, very likely, being anomalous, whatever they are. So I'm really hoping that we're going to get some really juicy details from more analyses that have been done on those bodies at the hearing in November 7th. But yeah, so I just did a quick little video about that, and there was a copyright claim, so I had to delete that segment of it. So I just wanted to explain that there was an analysis done, a DNA analysis. Again, we don't have the results from that, but I'm very hopeful that we'll learn more in a few days. They, based on what I've seen, the CAT scans, etc., they do seem to be genuinely anomalous. Does that mean they're alien? No, not necessarily. They could be crypto-terrestrials. They could be dinosaurs or birds or something like that have evolved into a humanoid shape. The three fingers on their hands kind of make me lean toward that, but who knows? And also they have scaly skin and eggs. It makes me think they're more bird-like or reptilian. But whatever they are, they were intelligent. They had implants in them when one was injured, a wound to her sternum. There was a metal implant in her chest to compensate for that, and etc. They seem to have done surgeries on themselves. So whatever they were, they were intelligent. Did they come from here? Did they come from somewhere else? We don't know. I'm really hoping to get some details from those bodies that will tell us where they came from, if they're terrestrial or not. Is there some indication that they came from off-world? Because if so, then that's disclosure, right? I mean, that's disclosure. So I'm really hoping we'll get something like that, or it will emerge at some point in the analysis of these beings, because that's where they seem to be, right? But yeah, anyway, so this is my little makeup video to make up for the missing segment, and now on to the conclusion. Anyway, that's it for today's UFO News Roundup, so let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I'd love to see you guys there. If you wanted to become a channel member and support the Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, there's a link below. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos to check out on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with the Cosmic Road, signing out.